Welcome back, and we've saved the best for last because today we are looking at the Pizza Club Donatello. So saving the best for last, Donatello, my absolute favorite Ninja Turtle. I want to take a look at all the previous releases that we've gotten of Donatello in his standard form and see which one I think is the best. And not like I was going to pass on these turtles anyway, but the VHS style boxes really sold me. We have that awesome illustration on the front of Donatello's coffee maker, and then we have the Pizza Club logo like the Burger King Kids Club. Donatello does machines, NECA in the old FHE style, pretty awesome. Then we get a look at all of the people that have worked on this product and all the accessories that we get inside. And I love on the back that they've put all the different bios. I think that's really cool. Finally, we start getting those. Some cool product shots as well at the bottom of the box. Great photo on the inside, and we can get a look at all of the accessories. But I think it's time to get this out of the box, see what's inside, and then we can compare and contrast. So let's go ahead and get Donatello out of the box. So here are all the three Donatellos that I have, not including the Pumpkin Disguise Turtles, just the standard releases. And I have the original release from the 2-packs, the Turtles in Disguise on the right, and then the Pizza Club in the middle. So I'm always going to say that the original release do hold a special place. They were really what got me into the line, and I never thought it would go this far. So the fact that we're now 3 different Donatellos in is pretty cool. These were kind of limited. I keep this one inside my turtle van just because I'm not so crazy about his kind of lifeless expression, and also his posability is not all that great. So he lives in the turtle van because I always want to keep a set there, so maybe I'll move all the older ones inside there so they're always kind of occupying that, and then spread out my Turtles in Disguise and new Pizza Club turtles. And we know the Pizza Club versions are pretty much the same as the Turtles in Disguise version, but I think where they really stand out is the paint. And I've said this before on the previous videos of the other turtles that the gloss paint doesn't really look too bad until you actually put it next to the new Pizza Club version, where I think the matte is just really the superior version. So the brighter chest, the matte finish, and there is some slight cell shading that's on the Turtles in Disguise that's not on these Pizza Club versions. So if you do have both, you'll be able to tell, but if the Pizza Club are the first versions that you're getting, you really won't be able to tell a difference. So I really had to look hard for the cell shading and the differences in paint, and certain places like the shells, they're off by a really slight difference, but really not too much that I would say is noticeable. Now, just some of what I've experienced with most of the Pizza Club turtles is that the last 3's joints have been pretty good. Donatello, however, was super stiff, so I did have to take some heat, especially to his shoulders. They were really hard to maneuver, which is tough because he definitely needs to be able to pose, especially when holding his bow. So definitely apply some heat, and if these are your first experience with NECA figures, do not force the joints or you will break them. But after I was able to move his shoulder, then everything else seemed to move pretty well. So I was able to bend his elbow, give him the splits, and then he had some pretty good articulation at the knee, so I didn't have to worry there. And then pretty much with all of the NECA Pizza Club turtles, their ankle pivots were really stiff. So the shoulders and the ankles were definitely really tight on Donatello. So everything on Donnie seems to be moving pretty well. All the paint looks great. So now we're just going to take a look at the box, get all the accessories out, and see what we have inside. First up, we have Donnie's bow staff, and I think this is pretty much like ones that we've gotten in the past. There are some slight differences. I think this one actually has more paint on it, and the wraps around the bow are a little lighter than the ones that we've gotten in the past. So this one that I have from the first release, it looks to be a little gray. I do have some wear and tear on the wraps where I have Donatello holding it, so that's something that will happen over time. You'll have some paint flaking, but these pretty much look the same. I can't tell if mine's warped just because of the way I've had them positioned for a while. But I don't mind having duplicates of some of these bows. I don't use them all the time, so depending on what scene I have the turtles in, I'll at least always have one in fighting stance. And I do happen to prefer this bow. And I can't tell if it's thicker, but I just kind of like the feel of it more than the old ones. We do get a set of open hands, and I think now if you have gotten the other 4 Pizza Club turtles, then you pretty much have all of the hands that came with the Pumpkin Disguise turtles. So nice to have that variety. Now you can kind of mix and match them. And something I forgot about the bow, it does come apart. I think this is just to make it easier when you're trying to place it in his hand so you don't bend the bow. So just a little trick you have. And then on the back, you can go ahead and put that into his little pocket that he has for the bow as well. And all the Pizza Club turtles did come with a little side character. So here we have Jocko. I think this is our first monkey in the line. And he's just a solid piece of plastic, a slug. But he does have some nice paint work and line work on him. And I thought he would have had some articulation at the head, but I think it's just one solid piece of plastic. So don't try and mess with it too much. You don't want to snap it off. But he is a cool character, and I think what's cool about Donatello having those open hands is that he can actually hold them. I think that was kind of a problem with Mikey. He couldn't hold the fishbowl, so this can just go right in Donatello's hands. And just like every Pizza Club turtle did come with a little character, they also got a whole pizza pie. So this one is a strange one. It's peanut butter, pickles, and avocado, but there's some great detail on this. And it's really cool that we have a whole bunch of these now, so I'm going to try to figure out a cool way to display them. But again, because Donatello comes with those open hands, it's a little easier for him to actually hold and interact with the accessory. Now we do get an extra expression in this pack, but it's actually not for Donatello, it's for Roadkill Rodney. So maybe you can have Donatello working on this, but if you do have the 2 packs of Roadkill Rodney and Triceratons, then you can kind of put these together, because it just kind of pegs onto the head. You just remove the one that's on there already. I've been kind of displaying this with the one that you can put Raphael's size in, but you just pop it off and you'll see that there's a little slot that you can just fit it in, and it comes off pretty easy. So I think it's cool that they kind of gave an accessory to go with this. Kind of strange because we haven't actually got this 2-pack for a while, so to get an accessory for it now seems a little weird, but cool to have it nonetheless. Probably one of the lamest accessories to come with all of the Pizza Club is just this little piece of paper that says degree on it. You can barely make it out, and it's really a little flimsy accessory, so nothing special to it. Donatello does come with an extra hand though that is super tight, so if you wanted to put that diploma in there, you can do that. But I don't really know what I'll use this for. It's probably going to go right back on the box. So every Pizza Club did come with a little side character. It did come with a pizza, and then each one did come with a videotape. So this one, of course, has the corresponding color with Donatello. So just like the others, it'll match his bandana. So pretty cool to have kind of a bunch of these little tapes now. And going back to that extra hand that Donatello got that was really tight, it actually goes for the spinning bow effect, which I think this is kind of making the whole Pizza Club Donatello worthwhile. A lot of people have been 3D printing these, and I've seen them sell for anywhere up to 40 bucks. So this figure at about $36.99, and you get all the other accessories and the spinning bow effect, then I think it is well worth it. The hand was really tough to get in there though, so you have to be really careful when you're kind of prying the fingers open and sticking them in the holes. But I started with the pointer finger first and then just kind of pried everything in after. So it's in there pretty tight. I'm probably just going to leave it there, but really excited for all the different options you're going to have for posing. So getting them on that stand and having them up in the air spinning that bow, definitely get some iconic photos there. But really excited to finally have this because I almost pulled the trigger on buying a 3D printed version. So doing our final comparison, looking at the original release, you know, I love this Donatello at the time, but I don't think it holds up to the newest versions of the Turtles. Limited articulation. I really didn't like the expression that they gave Donatello, so he's going to go in the Turtle van. We really can't see him. The Turtles in Disguise version definitely set the bar for what I would expect from Turtles. So with all the accessories, the face swaps, but I do love the coloring on the new Pizza Club version. So even though they do lack in accessories and expressions, I am really happy to have another set. So in the end, I don't think you need the Pizza Club editions, but if you want those extra accessories, you're probably going to want to pick these up. And here's all the Pizza Club Turtles lined up together, and I must say, as a team, getting them all in a shot together, they do look really good. I think the paint has improved tremendously. I think what needs to happen now to give us more of those facial expressions, I would love an accessory pack part 2, where you can do all the face swap features that you've done with the Turtles in Disguise, but now give us that matte finish, make it match these turtles, and I think that would really send these over the top. So guys, let me know down in the comments if you are picking up these Pizza Club versions. And I hope you did enjoy this episode and going through all these turtles. And if you did, hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And until the next episode, folks, we'll catch you next time.